information after nomination in PA about him and no one be below a man for can once them. But the best person who wants them first is Stonebwoy, you know. I could say Stonebwoy, and I could say, Simon Patry, the tip.
Oh, it was very simple. I mean, last year the ban was lifted into they had permission or they had an opportunity to be part of the scheme since last year. But now around last year, now he wasn't ready to be part of it. Then this year, he gave his consent to be part of it.
And some team management, the problem one, I say, when I'm reaching out to them, so they can be part of it.
Oh, so the opportunity is there. So let's say, based on conversation, the consent was given into it. We just went ahead.
Now, Shatta Wale some management way.
Oh, yeah, we haven't heard from them.
Now, more contact you.
Oh, sir, let's just say that consent has not been, or interest has not been given, or consent has not been given.
So, also, that we can say you were in consultation with the Stonebwoy team.
I know they said it was, there was conversation. Okay, yeah, so I don't want to stretch it here, but I know you're asking a lot of questions. The baseline is that they haven't expressed interest.
The other side, they didn't express interest. Until about the Sarah. Okay. Yeah, other things also among from so I mean industry players. No less a person than Ras who could say Joe Metal. He doesn't deserve to be Artist of the Year nomination on deserve it. Marty, and I'm only saying.
Oh, say your opinion. Those things are normal. Also, whatever people are expressing right now also happens in the boardroom. In Tianfa, they say it's a boardroom that has been amplified. Some will say, oh, this person deserves to be here. Some will say, oh, no, this other person deserves to be here. Normal. But once the board has made a decision, that's what we go with.
Okay. But Patrick Clark, what can about VGMA? But person who said Joe Metal, the man the year under review. The end way.
Oh, I mean, in fact, those ones are things that you verify for yourself. And no, but it is not necessarily work, say, ABR. But if you check, you see those things were used and the decisions were made into. Once the board has made those decisions, that's it. The truth is, I can't pick each one of them and say this person did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That would be a lot of work for you to be able to gather everybody's information. But deliberations were done back and forth, week upon week and all of that, and multiple days and all of that into the decisions that have been made. Those are the ones that have been made. And you can rest assured that the necessary guidelines are in determining who deserves to be there were observed. That's the decisions that have been made.
VGMA said this year is 23 years, right? Or 22?
20, this is the 23rd edition.
23rd edition. Meaning it was experienced. Over the years, VGMA is there. There's something in our matter. As a board and Chatter House, dear partner from Saturday to this time, dear partner Matty Pusumu Pa. People say this year, when media and I say industry place, a pussy, I'm a hour summa pa, Pacho. But the dear partner Matty or Masumwa, people say where they appear pa 23rd edition from Saturday to now, then a Matty appear pa.
Oh, nothing really. Usually reactions are normal. Everybody will give their reactions. I think these things are usually normal because people will agree, people will disagree. They're normal.
But over the moment the powerful say the year under review no man could ye pa. Over power as a PRO for this scheme. For the musicians. For the musicians.
Oh, musicians, I mean, they've worked and they keep working. And say simple, I think there is a new, based on the on the back of COVID, a lot of people did a lot of work. So we realized that 2020, because people were at home and stuff like that, creativity, just said they had to put it to use. Into the spillover is what happened in 2021. Then we said a lot of people were active on the internet platforms, which also meant that a lot of people started using the platform to stretch themselves. And the spillover I know that you feel to see people are doing a lot of international connections, international leveraging, and when the Afrobeat itself, as a music genre, is also growing heavily. It's expanding, and so we are happy that the expansions are being established globally, and which means that our artists can also reach the height of the expansion of the category globally. Yeah, it's growing. Music is the story and the conversation of music. Yeah, our
Am I
artists
idea?
are really at work.
Okay, it's a new categories better. Patch 2010 edition when they come. Said I tell folks be who.
But
New categories. Ben,
yeah,
Abeka.
yeah. So currently the one category. Okay, so I mean pronounce about two. The first one, yeah, Afro beats, Afro pop song. First, not the two of them were just one category. But let me say based on submissions, and then based on the trends and the growth of the music scene, who say Afro Afro pop or that particular genre heavily making international waves. See, um, we felt there should be a separation of the category into two instead of one and two, so that the songs that are heavily Afrobeat will be in the Afrobeat category, and then those ones that will be in Afro pop category.
Some are also of the opinion say Afrobeat is not entirely ours. Until for you to separate it, I won't say that here, no, Matiana. Come on, one and said it here, Matiano.
Oh, hello, but based on my knowledge, this is me personally, based on my knowledge in music, Afrobeat, if you check the definition, it says that it borrows its roots from West Africa, specifically Ghana and Nigeria. So, in the definitions that are there, Ghana has been mentioned, Nigeria has been mentioned. In addition to that, they lay claim to the Ghanaian music genre called high life. In the definition that exists, it says with music influences from high life, and also Fuji music and whatever Juju music and they mention the but at the end of the day, Ghana has been mentioned in there, and high life is also mentioned in there as one of the key influencing songs that it serves as a basis for Afrobeat. It's not a thing to say it is not ours. At the end of the day, our music, our high life music is influencing something. And the definition that exists out there lays claim to Ghana. I think Ghanaians should just own up to it and take their share of it. Because we are there, we are in the picture. It's like saying, Obi has pronounced as a prince. So we'll say you want to become a prince elsewhere. There's no problem with that. But if your foot can step into two quarters, be here and be there. Don't say because don't say because of one the left one you don't go for the right one. No, that one too is there for you to take because they are saying that it connects to your roots. So lay claim of the high life aspect of Afrobeat and do your stuff. And then in addition to that, do the other one that you want to do. We all know that life was something that also eventually evolved. It wasn't part of the main high life when this whole thing started. There was a how high life came. So music evolved. What's your hip hop? The very first kind of hip hop that came. It's not the kind of hip hop we are listening to. Today we have drill, we have the band, the different kinds of hip hop, and they exist. So when growth is happening, at the end of the day, be part of the experience, especially because Afrobeat is the new global phenomenon when it comes to music, and everybody's looking for connection. So we cannot disenfranchise ourselves, especially when the definition even speaks to the fact that Ghana is part of this whole equation. And Afro and the highlight is also recognized in the
Mr. Clark, but what finally, what's the definition is that?
What?
From and where is it coming from? The definition, where is it coming from?
Oh, Wikipedia.
Oh, okay.
But
Yo,
I mean, after the conversation, I'll finish so that you can see.
Yo, boss.
These are some of the conversations that came, and all of that, so part of the deliberations and all of that, as in where music is heading towards. What's a big artists, they are looking for collaborations to do with people in the Afrobeat space. Huge.
Yeah.
There's no reason why we should and we shouldn't lay hold of. Just say, yeah, boy, you didn't say Ghana. In addition to that, they are saying
we should fight for stuff. Okay.
Collect it and run with it.
Okay.
And then enjoy from the big thing out there.
Robert, you better go more brain this week. Say I feel number until there. Now but tell me, you better go more brain until there up to from now to Saturday. You better sound for that. Be a hobby ano. Yeah, you must say some. Yeah, that's it. My idea. So congrats. Okay. I mean, so you Robert Clark, and I want to know, or your PR run as a Casaban for now, or Chami at the VGMA Shatta House, organizers of Vodafone Ghana Music Awards.